name is Ash. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I am a mom of 2, going on 3 because I'm pregnant right now. And I make lifestyle, motherhood, and vlog type videos. I'm doing a lot of pregnancy videos right now because I did just recently release my pregnancy announcement video, so if you're interested, definitely check that out. And I'm soon going to be beginning to release my weekly pregnancy updates. So that's another thing you might want to check out. You can go ahead and subscribe to my channel and then follow along on that journey with me. However, today I'm taking a little departure from that and going back to one of the things that I love most about motherhood, which is just making each season and each holiday so special for my family. I have 2 kids, as I mentioned. I have a son who is 5 and a daughter who's 2. One of the ways that I try to make each season and each holiday really special for them is by having really great seasonal books around for them. And so today I am sharing with you our family's favorite Halloween books. Now I just want to take a moment and say, I know it can be daunting trying to build a library for your kids if you don't feel like you have it in your budget to just go out and buy, 25 books at once. But don't let that stop you. I only add maybe 1 or 2 books per holiday to our library, and the rest of the books I get from the public library. It's such a great resource, and I know a lot of people totally know about the library and use it, but I know plenty of other people just for one reason or another maybe don't think to go there for their kids' books. And I encourage you, if you're wanting to really pad the books that you have at home for your kids, definitely take advantage of that resource, because that's one of the ways that I've been able to make sure that even though, like I said, I buy just 1 or 2 special seasonal books for every holiday, I also make sure we probably have, 30 or 40 seasonal books at our home at any given time. And I think my kids really enjoy it, and I really enjoy being able to bring that to them. So some of the books I'm going to be showing you are library books, and some of them are books from our personal collection. I have books that we've been enjoying for years and a few new finds that we've just started enjoying this year. So I have books for babies, like board book type books, going on through picture books. Most of these are books that I think most young children could enjoy, because my kids, like my 5-year-old still likes a lot of the board books, and my 2-year-old still gets into some of the picture books. So this book is called Spooky Pooky. Sandra Boynton has been a favorite author of our families ever since my son was basically a newborn. They were some of his first favorite books, and we still really love her. It's a very cartoony sort of style, very funny and sweet, nice little stories. This one is just about a little pig and his mom kind of helping him pick out a Halloween costume. This is a Lift the Flap book. It's part of a series called Where is Baby's Whatever by Karen Katz. This one, of course, is Where's Baby's Pumpkin. My daughter is really into Lift the Flap books. She even loved them more, I think, when she was a little younger. And each of the pages on here just has one kind of big flap that the baby can lift to see some sort of seasonal items as baby searches for her trick-or-treating pumpkin. So this book right here is from the If You Give a Mouse a Cookie series, but it's not really the type of thing where, if you're not familiar with that series, you don't have to have read the series or be at all familiar with the character to get into this. It's a standalone board book just about the mouse painting different faces on the pumpkins. So it's kind of a faces book. There's a scary face, a silly face, a happy face, and then there's a not too spooky little twist at the end. So it's very enjoyable and sweet for even the youngest reader. And here we go with Mouse's First Halloween, another book about a mouse, but a totally different mouse, also part of a series, a different series. And this is just Mouse sort of exploring some of the sounds and sights and textures of Halloween night. And it's kind of a book about the mouse discovering that these things that could be seen as spooky are not so spooky after all. So that's a nice little sweet book, not too scary for a little reader. Next, we have this really great looking alphabet book. I love all the books in the Baby Lit series, and they have several alphabet books, including there's a Christmas one, I believe there might be a Valentine one, although I've not really checked that one out. This one my kids have responded to, I think, the most of any of the others that we've looked at. I love this one so much that I've put it on my list of books to possibly purchase. It's just this really cute, sort of vintagey looking style, just like the cover. Each page inside the book is another drawing like this relating to a letter of the alphabet. Then in the sort of super fun, less picturesque category, we have this Halloween Googly Eyes book. We have a Christmas Googly Eyes book that my son was given a few years ago, and he has enjoyed it so much. So anyway, as I was saying, it's part of a series of Googly Eye books that my son really enjoyed and that my daughter also enjoys. Basically, each page is just kind of a spooky pet with googly eyes. And then finally you come to the end where there's, you know, the final googly-eyed pet. And this is a maze book, but the mazes are each texturized. And you follow the mazes. One maze ends, and then you go through a little hole to the next page where the maze just kind of picks back up. So you just follow the maze through different Halloween-y scenes all the way to the end of the book. Now we're getting into more storybooks. My kids really like these 5-minute story Disney storybook collections, and so we picked up the Halloween version from the library, and my son is really enjoying this. I will say I enjoy some of the stories in this collection more than others, but if your kids are into Disney or if they're into these 5-minute stories, this is definitely something to think about. Now, I really debated whether I should show this to you or not, because all the books that I've shown you so far, you could easily obtain. Most of them are in the special holiday section at Target right now. They're available on Amazon, pretty much any other bookstore. I'm pretty sure you could walk into and pick up most of these titles today if you wanted. Or at least you could order them from Amazon and have them at your house pretty soon. But this book is not available on Amazon. I think it may be out of print. You can still find this book for sale if you look on a specialty site or something like that, which is what I'm actually going to have to do, because this may be my all-time favorite Halloween kids book. Make sure we're getting a good look at this here with not too much glare, hopefully. Now, the cover of this book looks really creepy, but I promise it's not. The book inside is just a not too scary story about ghosts and a little girl who doesn't believe in ghosts, but there's little ghosts hidden on every page for you to find. And my 2-year-old actually loves this book. She loves pointing out all the little ghosts, and it ends with just the sweetest little ghost Halloween party. And it's just one of those books where as you're reading it, you just feel so perfectly seasonal that it just really sets the mood that you want to set when you're reading a Halloween book with your kids. Kids love repetition and little songs, and this Halloween Hustle book has been popular. This is the 2nd year in a row we've gotten this from the library because my kids love it so much. And it's basically just a little song about doing the Halloween hustle, and my kids love it because they love to say that. I think they like when they can anticipate what's coming and then fill in the words that are supposed to be there. So they really enjoy this book because it has that kind of repetition that they really thrive on. The Bad Seed. The Bad Seed is a book that we discovered this year. This one I decided to include because I think that, you know, with the title and the cover, it makes a good Halloween sort of book, even though it's not actually specifically Halloweenish. So if you maybe are wanting a book to read that is seasonal, but also to include children whose families might not celebrate Halloween or for whatever reason, this would be a great choice. And I think it has a good message too. It's kind of about a seed that has maybe done some bad things and thinks of himself as bad, and it's about how you can kind of overcome the label, you can change, you can be good if you want to. Now, I have one last book to show you, but before I do want to mention a book that I don't have here because we don't own it. I need to buy it. It's a book we've gotten from the library, and it's had to go back because it's so popular. Now, I know a lot of people are familiar with the cartoon of Vampirina Ballerina, but we are really into the book. There are actually several Vampirina books, and I do have one of them to show you. I have Vampirina at the Beach, which my kids like, but they do not love it as much as they love the original Vampirina Ballerina. They love Vampirina so much, and as you can see, it's a really nice sort of style. Like, I love the way the illustrator of the books drew Vampirina and her family. Has a very Addams Family-ish vibe, and the Vampirina story, if you're not familiar with it, is very sweet about how you can work hard to learn a new skill. You know, Vampirina wants to be a ballerina, and it's not something she takes to naturally, but she practices and she works very hard and is able to experience success. The actual last book I'm going to show you, Room on the Broom. There's also a very sweet, very true to the story movie on Netflix. I believe it's only about a half an hour long that follows along the story of the book. So if you're interested, check that out. And it's just a nice sort of story about how there's room for all these different animals on the witch's broom. And it's just really such a great book. I hope you will. If you haven't already checked this book out, I hope you'll check it out. Or I hope you'll check out any of the other books that I've shared with you. Because like I said, sharing seasonal and holiday books with my kids is one of my favorite things that I do to try to really make each season really special for my kids, and being able to share ideas with you to help you do the same thing for your kids just really, really excites me.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain.